Yeah.
See what it's like.
You can ask Monty Potabom. You can ask Coach Woods. When you get up in that area, definitely when you're growing up, a lot of Nebraska fans around there. Yeah.
Did you ever think about going? I have no idea.
No, I didn't get a letter or anything. Yeah. No. Never
So
even thought
maybe a
about
little
it.
bit more of a chip on your shoulder for this game?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say so. We had a lot of guys come through Washington High, went to Nebraska, so kind of grew up watching them. But obviously thankful where I ended up.
Hey, when did you guys find out Adrian Martinez wasn't playing? Was that were you preparing for him, and then found out he wasn't playing like yesterday, like the rest of us?
Yeah, I was told yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're preparing for him, and obviously he's a great quarterback. Wish him the best, and whatever he's got going on, hopefully he has good recovery and all that. And but yeah, found out yesterday.
Yeah. What do you know about the backup? What does it look like?
Yeah, so he played a lot Northwestern when they got up against them, and someone told me he has good track numbers, fast guy, kind of like Adrian Martinez, and obviously he was a great quarterback, but they trust him to go in there. He's going to be great, and we just got to be prepared. Watch what he put on tape of Northwestern and what we think he's going to do.
Is it difficult to prepare when there isn't much tape on him? I think he's thrown the ball like 3 times in Big Ten play.
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of got to prepare the stuff that they've put on tape, and obviously once you get in the game, you're going to have to make adjustments, and we've got full faith in our coaches doing that. And but you just kind of watch, see his tendencies, and see what he does, and go from there. Yeah.
How quick in a game do you guys make adjustments? I mean, do you give it a couple series before Phil or Seth? I mean, or is it Seth? How do you guys?
They're always on the headset talking to each other, and we make adjustments in series sometimes.
Okay.
We'll look over and Coach Wallace will tell us a signal or something like that. But I mean, after the first series, Wallace always says get to the bench as fast as you can because he's going to have something for us. So yeah, definitely. Whenever we get on the sideline, we got to be ready, and we got to go perform what they tell us.
Bench quick last week after that first touchdown by Illinois.
Yeah, definitely got to. Yeah, sit down and be ready. Yeah, be ready for the adjustment. Yeah.
I'm guessing you had a few choice words after that first series.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was just mental errors. It wasn't anything that they did. We got to come out faster and make the they came out everything we knew they were going to come out. So it wasn't really like them making adjustments after that drive. It was just we got to be ready to go. Yeah.
For you, I mean, obviously, to get in the Big Ten championship game, you have to have something happen on Saturday as well as Friday. But is it nice knowing that you have to take care of business a day before, regardless of what's going on? And mentally, does that kind of help you guys get more locked in, I guess?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, it's in our hands, but obviously, something like you said, something else has to happen. So we just got to take care of ourselves, and because if we don't, then it doesn't matter what happens on Saturday. So yeah, just take care of ourselves, and obviously it's a day earlier, so short week. We got to lock in mentally, get ready to go.
Do you feel Nebraska could be a little bit more dangerous when it comes to obviously having a quarterback that he's getting his first start, but also they're almost kind of playing maybe to even ruin you guys having a chance? I mean, it's kind of what they're playing for at this point.
I mean, obviously, if you look at their record, it doesn't really match up with their points and stuff like that and their stats. So they're obviously a dangerous team. They can always take one shot and they'll be in the end zone. So we got to be ready to go. And with the new quarterback, you don't know what you're going to get, but we can plan what we've seen and then make adjustments from there.
Learning experience. Sometimes the best way to learn is just by being out there, making mistakes and stuff like that. So I'd say it's been pretty fun, I mean, there's obviously a lot of stuff you still need to work on, but just knowing that you can still improve a lot really helps you.
Does it set in that a year ago you were still at Kennedy and playing prep football, and now you're here?
Honestly, I haven't really thought about it much. I'm just focused on now, I guess, living in the moment.
Does Nebraska feel like they're better than 3-8?
I can't speak for them. I just know we're focused on game planning for the defense.
From what you've seen out of them, though, do they seem like they haven't lost a game by double digits. They're in every game. Do they seem like maybe a better team than their record indicates?
I mean, up front, they're big physical guys that get after it. So,
does this feel like a rivalry game to you? I know you haven't been here, but growing up, did you see this as a rivalry game with Iowa?
Obviously, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a trophy game, so those are always important. We always want to win those. So.
When you working with Tyler this year, what have you learned from him, and how has that impacted you as a player?
I mean, he's definitely helped me out a lot. Just like, I guess, growing my knowledge of like the concepts and stuff, and like seeing the bigger picture in most situations. So that's one way he's helped me a lot. And he's also, I guess, helped me a lot, like learning the fronts and stuff like that, so I can just keep growing as a football player.
Do you sit with him in film sessions or anything, and does he kind of go over, okay, this is exactly what we're looking for?
We really don't do that much. It's mostly on the line.
Okay.
Just helping me out when I don't really, I guess, see the bigger picture. So.
Okay. How do you feel like you've grown in your role? I mean, you know, you've stepped right in and been a starter for several weeks now.
In my role, I guess, I feel like I'm making progress. That's obviously not where I want to be right now. I mean, just fundamentally wise and stuff like that. Still got a lot of growth to do there, but I'd say I'm making strides in like the mental stuff too, as well as the footwork and stuff like that. Like off the field, just learning the fronts and gaining a better understanding of our offense and like why certain stuff is happening.
I'm not sure, but their stats do and the way they play do. They have a good defense, good athletes on that team, and a good offense as well. And those guys play hard, and we've noticed that most of their games came down to the last second and trying to finish games to win the game. So we're very aware of what this team is capable of.
You guys have 10 wins on the table this week. They're probably looking at it as their bowl game.
Yes.
They want to knock you guys off. It's rivalry. Have coaches stressed that hey, we got to finish strong here?
Yes, we most definitely have to finish strong. You know, all the guys in the building want to go for 10. It's not done often, and we're very fortunate to be in this position to be able to go and get 10. But like I said, this team is very good, and they have good athletes and they're well around the team. We just have to make sure that we're doing everything on our end and getting ready and preparing well and making sure we're doing what we're doing just to be ready for the game and come out successful.
You had a solid week last week. They gave up some rushing yards against Wisconsin.
Yes.
Do you feel like this, coming off last week, coming in this game, that the running game is going to be kind of paramount for you guys and kind of keeping the offense on the field and moving the ball?
Yes, well, after last week, we're very confident going into the game. Definitely is a momentum booster and confidence booster for us in the run game. This year has been up and down in the run game, and we've been working on consistency, and we've had games where we're consistent and games where we're not so consistent. But last week, it definitely showed I seen big improvement in the guys up front, and I think what I'm seeing in practice, they're ready to go this week as well.
You guys stressed the trophy games.
Yes.
Final one of the season. You won 6 straight over Nebraska. Motivation for you guys to bring that home as well?
Oh yes, always. Like it's a big rival. We always have a good time playing those guys, and we look forward to the competition. I know they're going to bring their best game, and we're going to bring our best game as we always want to, and it's going to be fun.
What does Nebraska's defense do well that could pose a problem for you guys?
Yes, they're very strong up front. I know they have some good linebackers that's leading them in tackles. They got some big guys up front that's plays very heavy to stop the run, and they have good athletes in the secondary. So we just have to make sure we're paying attention to the details and focus on what we have to do and not worry about what's going on outside of us or what they have going on. We just have to focus on what we have to do and make sure guys are getting to their assignments and doing their job, and we should be good.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be fun, but you got to treat it like any other game. But it's definitely different than the others because I'm going back home. Very familiar with this place, but just another game, and but it's gonna be exciting to get back up there in Lincoln, and but I'm really just treating it like any other game. That's kind of how you need to take the approach, and so yeah.
You try to not look at your phone and from people back home and try to shut that out to keep your focus?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, obviously, there's a few select people that, like family members and stuff, that I always tend to. But other than that, I mean, really just focus on the game and, kind of the other noise. I try not to social media and all that. I try not to get on that, and because it can be a distraction at times. So I'm just trying to stay focused.
Looking back, what was it that made you want to come here? What was the decision?
I don't think it really had anything to do with anything that's, happened in Lincoln or any other school. I think it was just kind of what stood out to me at Iowa was coaching staff, genuineness of the coaching staff, and I think that's the main reason why I ended up here.
Did you want to stay in the Midwest? Did that make a difference at all? Or?
It didn't. It never really made a difference. That's just kind of where my offers were coming from, was kind of regional. So, out of the offers I had, I felt like this was the best spot for me.
How has this season gone for you?
Oh, good. I feel like I don't know. I was thinking about this the other day. I feel like I made big steps in improvement coming into the season. Obviously, you're young and you don't really know what to expect. And no matter how good you are, you don't know what to expect being young and playing a Big Ten schedule. So, I like where I've got this far, but I feel like there's still things that I need to get better at, and I'm working on that week to week. So I'm definitely not where I want to be yet, but I think with time that'll come. So.
Nebraska's just 3-8, but do they seem like they're a little more dangerous than a 3-8 team?
Oh, they're definitely really dangerous. I think in pretty much all of their games that they've been in, it's pretty much been like a one-possession game, either 3 points, 7 points, and they played some pretty tough opponents as well. So they're definitely a team that's really dangerous, and I think they came to play in every single game. And I think they understand that they've been in a lot of close games. And I think if 1 or 2 plays, 3 or 4 plays, I think the way their season is going is completely different. They could be a 9-2 team just as much as us. So I think they're definitely a pretty well team, a well-balanced team. I think they do a lot of good things on offense and defense.
Martinez is out for them. Does that change anything for you guys? He's maybe more of a runner. Does that change anything for your defense?
No, not really. I think we have some film on their backup quarterback as well. I think he's definitely a guy that can step in and do the same things as Adrian Martinez. I think our game plan doesn't really change that matter. I think they still run the same offense with him in the game, so I think it doesn't really change as much.
Is it difficult when there isn't much film on the backup?
Not really. I think, with us being towards the end of the season, their offense, it doesn't really change completely. I feel like if it was probably the first or second game of the season, maybe a little bit worrisome a little bit. But towards the end of the season, I think, him being going through a season, seeing the game plan, seeing what they want to do, I think they're going to pretty much have the same game plan set for us this upcoming Friday, not Saturday.
Rivalry game, 10 wins on the table. Coaches stressing that hey, we got to finish strong. This still could be a special season.
Definitely. We try to go 4-0 in November. I think that's something that we've been harping on, something that we've been focusing on. We always talk about winning November. The season comes down to November. So this being a rivalry game on top of us being able to go 4-0 in November, I think they're definitely kind of more focused, more definitely locked in on what we need to accomplish and what we need to get done this Friday.
Offense, even though without Martinez, do you notice stuff about their offense? They put up 28 points on Wisconsin that they saw.
They have a lot of good skill players. They have a really good receiver, 15. He's a freshman. They have number 3. He's definitely a third. And I think their running backs they have one big running back, and they have running backs that are definitely able to get downhill, put a move on you. I think they're just a real well-balanced offense, especially with a running quarterback. You always have to, stay on your toes a little bit with him escaping the pocket or him getting down the field, and then also him being able to throw the ball down the field as well with deep threats and stuff like that. So I think we definitely are going to have our hands full, definitely have to be on our toes at all times. Thank you. No problem.
I'm really not too sure what the food is like on Thanksgiving, but I know they're putting on something nice for us tomorrow night, so yeah, I'm looking forward to indulging in some nice food.
So like turkey dressing, any of those, do you know much about like all that stuff, like what gets served, I guess, on Thanksgiving?
I mean, I think it's like you just said, it's probably just like turkey and a couple other food items, but I really don't know too much about it because it's always this time of year. Okay. So everyone's just focusing on Nebraska, and I think that's one of the things about playing college football is no one gets to go home for Thanksgiving or Christmas or anything like that. Any of their breaks, we're always here. But that's just part of the sacrifice, and it's always worth it, especially when it comes to game day.
Is there anything that you celebrated back in Australia, like a day
that's
been described as Thanksgiving?
No, so we really just celebrate like Easter and Christmas, like most of the world, and then I don't know whether you know what Melbourne Cup is. It's like the biggest horse race in the, and then we've obviously got Australia Day. There's a few holidays that people celebrate, but probably not quite as much as Thanksgiving, or nothing quite to that extent.
I got you. Do you ever hear so I've been to about 5 home games, and it seems like you get the loudest cheer, when they announce your name.
I have.
You noticed that?
Yeah, I have actually started to notice that, and I'm not going to lie, it's kind of awkward, and I'm never really sure where to look. But like I've said before, I really appreciate the fans for really giving me and the specialists a lot of love, because I feel like it's kind of one of those awkward things when me or Caleb are out there. It's really not the best thing for the team unless Caleb's kicking an extra point or a field goal as such. But I know, especially for me, I love being out there because that's my job, but at the same time, it's just if I am out there, it's usually not a good sign or the best sign for the team.
Is that what they coached you like in Australia? I mean, did you ever think when you're going through the schools there, like, oh, I'm going to get cheered for a couple?
No, I honestly didn't think that at all. But like I said, I really appreciate the love and support I've honestly received since I got here in August last year, and especially this year having fans. Obviously, last year was a bit different with fans, but I didn't know any different. So to have fans this year and them really make me feel welcome is really important to me, and I know my parents back home really appreciate it as well.
What's it been like with the punting is winning shirts?
It's kind of gone pretty crazy. I mean, like I've said to people before, it was really one of those things. If I can make a couple $100 and send it off to charity, that'd be great. But I think it's up towards the $12,000 mark, which is really important for me and really important for those ladies that started the foundation. So, yeah, I'm just really grateful for everyone going out there and buying a T-shirt. They've made their way back to Australia as well now, so there'll be a few around town whenever I head back. But, yeah, I'm just really grateful for people going out and buying one because it's going to a great cause. But to answer your question directly, it's probably taken off a lot more than I thought it would. But it's all going to a great cause, so I really appreciate everyone going out of the way to buy one.